It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean, that's me.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top. I'm sorry I'm late, I'm sorry I'm late, I'm sorry I'm late, I'm sorry I'm late. I fell asleep at 7 o'clock last night, and I didn't wake up till this morning. Oh, Lord. I apologize. I was late for everything. I was late for my morning situation with Shay Moore in Kansas City. Oh, man. I don't give a damn. We are here for the weekend. We are here. You know what's going down this Sunday, 420. Me and Teray Gordon, who is actually going to be one of our guests on the show. And of course, we will have Professor Dr.Arron Smith from Temple University to drop down the knowledge, to drop down to Montez. Everybody out needs to be out. Yes, indeed. I'm sorry I'm late. Ladies, I'm starting to get sexy for you.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
All the good mornings. Get all the good mornings, Jay Black. Get them all. You know we late when we got on, and Jay Black got on exactly when I got on. Oh! And I'm in one of them talking shit and popping off type of moods today. Shay Moore from the station in Kansas City was like, oh, he mad today. I said, hell yeah, I'm mad. I woke up late. I'm angry. I want to talk. I want to talk about these fake space mission chicks who want to come down from that fake mission and try and act as if they did something empowering and try and act like they did something. You did nothing. You did nothing, but you collected a check to spread a propaganda, a distraction that CNN and the rest of them fell right into just to put more money into Jeff Bezos. How the hell you support somebody who's one of the biggest problems of this country? He's another billionaire who ain't paying his fair share. He's another billionaire copping and capping and getting everything from the working middle class. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all fakes, y'all fronts, y'all out of touch. All of y'all. Every last one of y'all on that fake ass trip. Every last one of y'all. And I want to applaud everybody on TikTok and Instagram because it is the gift and the curse. But I want to thank everybody who's called them out on their bullshit, has called them out on their bullshit. Y'all trying to empower women, and the most disgusting thing is what they did to a woman on this planet the last election. And y'all think y'all jumping in an Uber and flying very far is what's going to change something, is what women should be looking at. Young girls, yeah, let me put my makeup on and get my hair done, and let me fake like I got the training to actually go into this orbit that's kind of space, this 10-minute trip that we're supposed to believe. Don't nobody believe you. Y'all look crazy. Y'all look embarrassing. Y'all look like y'all trying to manipulate everything like you always do. And Oprah with your fake ass tears on the land, posing for the camera. And I got video of that. Man, stop. People talking about people can't buy nothing. They can't buy eggs. They can't buy nothing. Nothing. People out here losing jobs. People out here getting arrested in Georgia and being taken into ISIS custody. And the judge says, yeah, this person is a legal citizen. This person was born here. And the judge says there's nothing. My hands are tied because of some loophole ISIS got. Y'all think I give a damn about Gayle King and Katy Perry? Give a damn about neither one, any of them. His fiance or wife that was on it, it's all bullshit. It's nothing but a distraction. And it's all fake. Y'all call me conspiracy theories all you want. Let me tell you what a conspiracy theory was. A conspiracy theory was Christopher Columbus discovering anything. A conspiracy theorist was one person shot John F. Kennedy, and it was just one stranger in a building. I'm so tired of this fake shit. We all in the Matrix. We all in the Matrix. Every last one of us in the Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Oh, happy.
Nonsense bullshit. I can't. Hopefully, Teray Gordon get on here and he can do the comedic part of this. And he can lighten the shit up. Wake up, everybody. We're being lied to every second of the day. Every second of the day, we're being lied to. So enjoy your weekend. God damn.
Good morning, Rashida. You missed Mike's morning rant.
Enjoy your fucking weekend. Enjoy. Go ahead. What do we go? My bad. Whoa. Enjoy your damn weekend, everybody. Enjoy. Be safe out there. People talking about they going now, and now people, instead of using eggs, they're gonna use potatoes instead of eggs to design the potatoes. Shut the fuck up.
What? Design a potato. After
all that, enjoy your weekend. There you go.
Park updated the photo too.
Updated. Miss Park trying to get some D. Like that, I'm tired of all this. I'm tired of sitting out here. She said, I'm sitting up here being a good woman, and I can't get nothing. What is going on with y'all, man? Cause somebody she wants, you know.
She got big dash.
Building. What's going on? Kenya, what's going on? Yes, I'm sorry. Let me ease back. Let me take a second. Jay, how was your night, Jay? I don't care how your night was, Jay. Like these people, this whole universe, this whole planet is
lying. They playing in our face. They playing in our face.
They playing in our face. They playing in our face.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I don't even think I got the video. I don't think he even uploaded the video of them saying how they couldn't even get, man, listen. I'm trying to get the video. I'm gonna send it to you. Where the judge is saying basically, I can't do nothing because ISIS got this loophole. I know you're an American citizen. I know you were born here. And they can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing, man. Nothing.
I just showed y'all the video. I posted the video with Donald Trump. Said we're gonna get the homegrown ones too. That's what he told them.
To the face, he said it. That man ain't never lied to their face. Well, that's a lie. But you
know. Let me and listen. Then I'm gonna get to RJ Black's night. I'm gonna get.
Don't worry about me. Wasn't nothing special last night.
All you fucking Latinos out there. Each and every one of you motherfuckers who voted for Trump.
Latinos for Trump.
Each and every one of you motherfuckers did this. You took part in this. You sat up there dancing your ass around. I'm not even gonna get to the black people. I'm gonna stay to my people.
Talk to your people, Mike. Let them know.
To your Cubans in Miami who swore you were white. To Mexicans who swore it wasn't going to affect you. I like Donald Trump. Donald Trump he's going to take the bad people out. You stupid fuck. He's taking you out. Bad, good, or indifferent. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, educated. They're trying to exterminate people in this country. Those white men want nothing but white men in this country. Those white men running this country want nothing but white supremacy to run this country.
Stacking it.
And you dumb motherfuckers who were buying Trump sneakers talking about, well, you know, I'm a sneaker connoisseur. This is what you did. Jews never voted for Hitler. They never voted for Hitler. They never bought any of his propaganda or merchandise.
Latinos. Give me stimmy.
Y'all voted to have this happen. Y'all voted to empower a man who didn't even lie to you. And when people try to tell you, so you don't know what you're talking about, the Project 25, you motherfuckers are the problem, or the reason why we are now fucking around and finding out.
Don't give me a stimmy. $5,000 stimmy check coming. Latinos for Trump.
He will try and buy you. Elon tries to buy you to your face. To your face, he tries to buy you. Slowly and steady, bringing back the days from civil rights. This is all they need. And then they got us trying to do everything. We're trying to fight this fight that we can't fight because it's so the game is so rigged. That's the only thing Donald Trump ever said right. The game is so rigged.
What up, Action?
You gonna tell me they shouldn't have already, even though they say they filed for impeachment, this whole country should be in front of the Capitol yelling for impeachment. But instead they want to show us some fucking chicks go up in space. They want to show us some chicks go up in space and want us to believe that shit. They want us to believe that in a few months they trained them. They want us to believe that old ass Gale was able to be able to deal with the force that it takes to be in an orbit or close to an orbit. You want us to believe that shit, huh? You gotta be kidding me right now. But back to my Latinos. You have wanted to be white. In my culture, you have thought white was right for so fucking long that you've tried to assimilate to that your entire fucking lives. You have tried to tell your kids that straight hair. You have tried to tell kids, oh, this got good hair. They got good hair. Look at me. Look at that hair. Está finito. Mira que fino el pelo está. Which means thin. Which means straight. That is exactly what the damn problem is. And there's so much racism in my Latino community. It's obscene for you to be racist when both my grandfathers were the same skin complexion as Jay Black. And they couldn't go to certain spots in the island of Puerto Rico because of their skin color.
No. Yeah, Miss Clark really,
there
are
people I know very near and dear to me who haven't talked to her. I know you voted for Trump. I know you did.
Yeah, Latinos for Trump.
I know you did. As they swiping managers up in Newark, New Jersey, who are the manager Puerto Ricans. Latinos. Ah, damn it. Let me go.
Look on your camera, right? Clean that shit up there. Because like I said,
I'm mad, and you know what I have to do when I'm mad.
Barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like
In Action, way to break it up. Action said, hey, Mike, I'm stepping out and doing my first comedy show next week. Give me a good piece of advice. I need it. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Whatever it is, whatever your 5 minutes you got, don't just go. And keep getting on stage over and over and over again, Action, because the voice that you have off the stage is the voice that you have to find on stage. So you got to find your voice on stage, and the only way you can find it is by being on stage. I don't care how it goes, Action. You're funny. I don't care if it goes good, goes bad. I don't care. Keep getting back on stage.
If he bombs and it's bad, like they throwing stuff at him, they just giving him an ice cold look. It just didn't go good at all. You saying he got to get back?
That's part of the game. That's part of the game.
Oof, that's tough.
That's when you find out if you really want it or you don't want it. That's facts, Mike. Racism is thick in a Latino country. Absolute, boo. Absolutely.
Make sure you record it, Action.
Yeah, make sure you record it, Action. Where is it going to go down? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Good morning, Woods. I see Woods. Miss Clark over there too. So you need the pizza one.
yeah. You know what? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I need to be. I'm so angry right now. I gotta get this. I gotta release. Come on.
Serious craving for something I want to eat. I need some cheese, tomatoes, and olives, and maybe even some meat. I need some pizza. pizza. Every time I want that pizza, 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 I go to David's Pizza.
I
All right.
feel better now.
All right.
Yeah.
We broke it up. We broke it up.
Oh, yeah.
Doing this for Trump.
My first ex Puerto Rican grandma called me black. Yeah. Now that is funny to me, but that is disrespectful. That's why I am holding back my laughter, because that is disrespectful. And that I said, good morning. The only difference between us is you speak Spanish and I don't. Good, Miss Clark. Good. First of all, you ain't nowhere near black, but she must have been white. Morning. Okay. What went on last night? I'll just tell you right now, I fell asleep at 7 o'clock and didn't wake up. I laid on the bed by mistake and never woke up. Just like a boxer, you got to keep getting back in the ring. All the best.
Go ahead, action. Stay at it, action.
Go ahead.
So we got a comedian coming on, another comedian that's been doing it for a minute. You know, we can ask him that question.
Oh, Teray. I thought you booked somebody else. I was like, wait a second.
Oh, no.
I'm already worried that we got two people on here to say.
Yeah. So Dr. Smith, Professor Dr. Smith, be here. I told him like 7:45 because I know you got your guest at 8. So
what's up? How was your night? How'd everything go?
Night was good. Lady Q had red wine. So you know how that goes. Everything was good though. Wheel of Fortune, family stuff. Easter's a story because my boy got his honor roll, so she's letting that slide. The fact that he broaded her for $95 off her credit card, so Easter is restored. So that whole debacle went away yesterday. So everybody's good. Everybody's good.
All right, that's excellent. That's the way to work. When everything else fails, bring home some good grades. I got 3 minutes next week. Thanks. I'm doing Nanette Lee's Fat Tuesdays. Thanks, my friend. I remember that. Always appreciate. Just whatever your topic is, just go over that 3 minutes. Just keep going over it. So you know you got the beginning, you got the setup, you got the meat and potatoes of it, and then you hit them with the punchline.
So is you carry the one joke for 3 minutes, or do you want to bang it with bang?
No, get them with 3 different jokes. Get them with 3 different bang if you want to. It's up to you how you want to do it. You got to feel your way. Don't get too drunk. Don't drink too much.
Don't drink at all. Like I guess he's gonna drink just to knock the edge off.
I didn't drink because God blessed me that I went to an open mic and I didn't drink at all. I just went on there because it would just happen to be. Osmond Mitchell, get back up and stay in the ring. Okay, KJ. So everything was good for me. The show is this Sunday, 420. This Sunday, 420. This Sunday. Yes, I know it's Sunday. I know it's Easter Sunday. Look, I gotta work. It's 420. Elite Social Club in Willingboro, New Jersey. Jay Black drinking wine.
I wasn't drinking wine. My wife was drinking wine, Marcus.
His wife was drinking wine.
She's a wine connoisseur. Usually it's white wine, but every once in a while she do the red. It was a red wine night.
If you don't, you better never say wine connoisseur. She got that damn wine from the liquor store. Wine connoisseur. She got that wine.
She's a wine. What do you mean? She's a wine.
That wine was right behind the register. Let me get that. Let me get that right there. A wine connoisseur. You act like they had to go to the back and look for it. Let me get the Pierre Muscat
1965.
With a blend of raspberries. I would like my wine with a blend of raspberries.
Morning, TP. Good morning.
They went like this. Which one you want? You want the white? Which one? Which one you want to do? White or red? Which one you want? You want the white today? Okay. All right,
cases upon cases.
You want the sippy cup of it? The sippy one? The little.
Oh God!
She got the box with the straw. She's like, give me the box with the straw. But go ahead. All right, that was good. So everything else is cool. Your son.
Everything was good on our end. Yep.
Your son redeemed himself. That's what you got to do. I was never able to do that, which is get over on a punishment because of my grades. Because my grades were always so bad that wouldn't help.
That didn't. Oh, you made it worse. Yeah.
Yeah, probably like.
Actually, but I'll be high.
But actually, you're always high. That's good. You function high. You function high. GB,
I get knocking the edge off. I get it.
Yeah. Until I do it, then everybody's like, "Hey, y'all better stop talking smack. Talking smack about what? About what?
It's the wine, Hawaiian. I
guess.
We
told Lady Q yesterday. We told Lady Q Jay Black ain't scared of her no more. Y'all see how that works? We told Lady Q yesterday that Jay Black ain't scared of her.
What are you doing? Good spring break.
Black ain't scared of her no more. He ain't scared. He the man of the house.
That's the truth.
He the
we
man of
want
the
to play,
house.
and that be the truth.
Got
Get me going.
Come on, let's play. Now I want to play about the situation. Let's play about the fake space.
The Gail King, Katy Perry. Wasn't Jeff Bezos his
Origin
fiance?
flight that took Katy Perry into space has been deemed fake by conspiracy theorists. After the New Shepard capsule landed, Jeff Bezos used a special tool to open the hatch to greet the all-female crew. But footage from minutes earlier clearly shows the capsule door being opened from the inside, before being quickly shut again. While the strange moment has been hailed by some as definitive proof the mission was fake, experts say it simply shows just how tightly choreographed the whole event was. Jeff Bezos was also probably trying to gain back some dignity after casually face-planting while running to welcome his fiancée back to Earth.
I want you to look at how they look coming out of a mission, the 10-minute mission. They're perfect.
With the hair.
Perfect. Their hair is done.
They were just floating in the air with the hair flying everywhere. They probably had combs on them.
What? This is what you look like after going the speed of whatever, and that's what we don't even look like that coming off a plane, a commercial plane. You don't even look like that. What are we doing?
So you think it was fake? They really?
It was all fake. It's all fake. All fake.
Oh, God.
Dude, I want you to go on a plane with Lady Q just to Dallas. And I want her to be one way before she gets on a plane and see what, and don't let her touch her face at all. And when she gets off, see how she looks. Different. It ain't sus. They're a bunch of liars. They're liars. This is the lying is so crazy. Let me show you Oprah's reaction. Let me show you Oprah's reaction. Let me show you Oprah's reaction. Let me say, look at Oprah's reaction once she knows the camera's looking at her. Watch this. Hold on, let me rewind. This is her looking up. You're gonna look at the camera, see the camera.
This is emotional. Our best friend is up in that sky. Our bestie.
Are you kidding me?
That's her bestie up there. Like,
Are
wow.
you kidding me?
Up in orbit. She's hoping her friend come back. Come back, Gail.
Come back. I hope she's safe. I hope nothing goes wrong. I hope her makeup holds up. I hope her foundation and the makeup holds up. I'm sorry to know how much money this mess costs, and they go on for absolutely no reason, trying to act like they empowering somebody.
Studying. I think they studying, or ain't they doing some science behind it? They said.
You know what Gail said with a straight face. You know what Gail said with a straight face. She said, Jeff Bezos is trying to remove waste and trash and trying to figure out how he can do it in space, and said it with a straight face. Yeah, that was one of the things that they were studying, and that's a good thing, huh? To put our trash in space. That would look like a good thing to you.
You could just float around up there somewhere.
Oh, it could just that last that was stuck in space didn't look anything like these chicks. Nothing. And I know they were stuck in there for months. But you're gonna tell me you did that trip and you literally came back with your makeup done?
Well, the women are conscious of that, and they know it's going to be a big fool.
Where did they put the makeup? You're going to tell me when they landed, they did their makeup, Jay?
They had it on before they went up. It was in the space like 11 seconds. They was up there.
11 minutes. 11 minutes.
I knew it was 11
and do you know the G's that they had, whatever it's called, that they had to go through, the speed that they had to go through, and you're going to tell me nobody was sweating? Nobody was sweating. Nobody got stressed out doing this for the first time. You know, that's the first thing I know. This might, because I said, how did they get so perfect picture after just shooting into the stratosphere at a gazillion miles an hour? Asha, this is just common sense.
They said they did a simulation. That's what they were in, and then they had them for the photo op.
You are kidding me. You are
It looked
kidding
like
me.
they was. You saw them floating, and it looked like in the background it was.
Dog, they're always floating. They're always floating. You know how easy to make you float?
Conspiracy theory.
It's not conspiracy theory. I'm tired of calling conspiracy theory.
We don't have no proof that they really didn't go. And what's the
You didn't care because Columbus didn't have no proof? You don't care about the rest of these lies they fed into us that they didn't have no proof. You want to impress me, fly to Neptune and do some shit like tell me what Uranus look like. Coco. Oh,
you always got a joke.
Oh my God, this guy.
You always got a joke.
This guy, man, this guy.
Welcome to America, land of the fake. Y'all, I
don't know. The whole thing is a lie.
I don't know if it was fake. I will hope they're not playing.
You know it was fake. It's just a distraction, dude. This is the stupidest, simplistic thing I've ever seen done. They literally said, "Hey, let's go to kind of." They literally on you said kind of space. Do you know they say kind of space?
It was orbit. There's a difference between space and orbit, according to Cypher.
The hell if we know what the difference is. All we know is their makeup was perfect when they came out that stupid ass ship. I'm looking at the hair.
With the glam squad, Mike worrying about them. They had their hair flowing.
This is how after the trip. This is how they came out. I'm not making none. Just watch how they come out. This bitch, yo. They come out like they ready for a photo shoot because they are ready for a photo
flight
shoot.
that took Katy Perry into space has been deemed fake.
Just look at how they come out. Look, go ahead, bitch. Just talk to me.
Simply shows just how tightly choreographed the whole event was. Jeff Bezos was also probably trying to gain back some dignity after casually face-planting while running to welcome his fiancée back to Earth.
Look at this. This is what you look like after a space mission.
Did we see everything from the time the door opened? In all seriousness, did you see from the time the door opened and walking off?
The door was opened by somebody else inside. Everybody saw it. It was on a live stream.
Yeah, I saw. We saw them walk out.
Wait, but let's stay there. Then after they open the door, Jeff Bezos and the person say close the door. Then he gets a tool. He gets the tool to open it. What do you need a tool for? They already opened it. Action said, don't know if it was fake, but in my perspective, just a bad. No, it's fake, Action. Why are y'all so scared to actually say what these people do? We are so programmed to give people the benefit of the doubt that have never deserved the benefit of the doubt. They've lied to us forever. They've lied to us about who invented what. They lied to us about what happened in history forever. Speaking of wine, fellas, Marcus, leave me alone. We don't want to speak about wine right now. I got things on my chest.
Mike, and you got, I think, one of your guests.
Ray's here, and he woke up early, so let's get this. And Action, stay right there, because Action, you want to stay right there.
Is
you
that
want to
Jones,
stay right
Jones?
there. This is Jonesy. Jonesy got me amped up.
she put the batteries in your back.
Look at these bitches coming off their first page. They're perfect. They're ready for a photo shoot right there. Man, listen.
Women are worried when they have their glam squads together, and they usually do worry about. They know it's going to be a photo afterwards, right? I'm just showing another perspective.
Where the fuck were the glam squads at? Where were the glam? Man, listen. All right, we gotta bring Teray up here. Hold on. First of all, let's relax.
All right.
Before we bring Teray, we need a stress. We need to break the stress right now. We need
barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat.
Action is your first time getting on stage. You might want to stay right there. One of the legendary comedians from Philadelphia. Legendary comedian in his own right, just not out of Philadelphia. The man has held the city on his shoulders for, I was going to say 20 years. It's more than 20 years. God damn, this has been since the 90s. He's doing me a favor. We got a huge show going down this Sunday. The Elite Social Club in Willingboro, New Jersey. Me and Teray Gordon. Well, I just said his name. Let me get the applause ready. Ladies and gentlemen, hitting the stage or the square. This is Teray Gordon. All right.
Good morning, fellas. What up with y'all, man?
What's good?
How y'all this morning?
I'm excellent. The funny thing, there's a lot of funny things about this Teray. No matter how many octaves my voice may have gone up in the last 10 minutes, Teray comes in the same way. How y'all doing over there, Mike?
Hey,
He almost want to tell me, Mike, just calm down, Mike. Just calm down. First of all, thank you, Teray. Thank you
No problem, man. No problem. Like
for joining the show.
This is easy.
I was gonna say young man. I'm gonna get to him. Action is somebody who I work with in radio. He worked at a different station for years.
Mm-hmm.
Action has always been very opinionated. And I gotta tell you, I hate when we say this, but I gotta tell you, as a comedian, he's made me laugh.
Okay.
In person, he's made me laugh. Like he's got a weird. So I forget how old Action is. Action is in his 40s.
Okay.
Action is in his 40s, but he's different type of 40. Like he just got a hand tattoo a few years ago. He just like Action is going through. Action is in shape.
He try to find himself.
He's finding himself. He's finding himself.
I got you.
You know, he's working out. I give it to him. He ride, the bike. He does the bike thing like 30 miles. He does the whole thing.
Yeah.
But he's about to get, a lady named Nanette Lee from Dallas, a comedian.
I've heard of her.
You've heard of her. Yeah. That's about the gist of it. That's about the gist of it. Yeah. She had a lot to say about me when I was out there in rehab, but it's all good.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, we've heard of her.
I've heard the name.
See, Ray want to play too.
I heard the name. I'm just saying, I heard the name. Like,
so she has a comedy thing that she did out there, and it did pop off. Fat Tuesdays. It did pop off years ago out there. He's doing this weekend is his first ever time on stage, and he was like, Mike, do I have an advice? I said, listen, you got to find your voice and just understand. Just go up there, do what you're gonna do, but understand you just gonna have to stay on stage to find your actual voice.
Yeah.
To do it. What suggestion would you have for him and others? That we're gonna get into some other shit that you would have for a comedian getting on stage, because you teach a whole college course.
Yeah, Philadelphia Comedy College is comedy college course, stand-up comedy college course. First time, man, like just do that, like do that part, get on stage and conquer that hill, and then man, go into something comfortable. And the reason I always say that is because you're going to be nervous, you're going to have anxiety. So talking about something comfortable like yourself, your story, kind of calms you down and allows you to keep moving forward. Because if you walk up there and just think you funny and say something out your mouth and you don't get a laugh, it's going to make you stay still and they're going to hit you again. So you always got to keep your feet, stay on your toes, keep moving, because if you stand still, you're going to get hit again. And so, yeah, for the first time, man, for any first timer, do that. I get so many people to walk up to me like, I'm thinking about it. Stop thinking and do it, because you don't get any better by thinking about it. You don't get any better by sitting around talking to your friends. You don't get any better by people telling you how funny you are. You have to get on that stage and do it. So he's conquered the first step, and that's to do it. So hopefully it goes well. Now, when people look at you from a distance, the perception, you have a very confident exterior. Mm-hmm. And it's not, and I will say this. There's confident exterior, and then there's a person talking shit exterior. That you talking shit has never been. Now listen, I ain't been around you for the last 10 years, so I don't know what's going down. There's a whole Facebook group of comedians that would beg to differ.
but I'm saying from a distance,
yeah,
I've always seen you as you've supported comedians.
Yeah.
You've given people chances,
yes,
a billion chances, and you've always had positive things to say.
Yes.
Is there anxiety still after all these years?
Oh, hell yeah.
And how do you combat that? How do you combat it?
It's sort of like, man, you guys know I'm a Niners fan, right? And I'm behind enemy lines, living in Philly, being a Niners fan ain't the best existence, but it is what it is. And the year that the Niners played the Eagles for the Super Bowl, not the Eagles, Chiefs, and we lost. My mom is not she understands. She's an Eagles fan. She understands who wins, who lost. That's all she knows about football. Right. She don't really. So when I'm all depressed, and I talk big shit during the season. So
I see that.
Right, when we lost, it was like everybody. I had to turn my phone off. So I'm on the way home from the party, Super Bowl party. I called my mom because my mom made me feel better. And she said, "Oh baby, what happened? Y'all was winning, and then y'all lost." I said, "Well, baby, that's what happened, Mom." And I said, "But what you don't understand, Mom, is my Facebook and social media is the equivalent of pussy come outside. Like that's like that's what my timeline look like." My mama told her only boy, well, I bet you better go outside. So with my mom saying that, it's my mentality, comedy and kind of in comedy, meaning, yeah, I'm arrogant, yeah, I got all this, but once I get out there, I can't run. You know what I'm saying? So I might as well perform. So I kind of put it in a, you know, my arrogance and my confidence gets me into a walk in the plank situation. But once I get out there, I got to do what I got to do. So I don't run from that. But yeah, I'm still nervous, man. I still get anxiety, you know, and we teach at Philadelphia Comedy College that nervous is not always a negative word. It sounds negative, but it's not always a negative word. It's an energy that you're going to need. And sometimes that nervous energy is what you need to do this event or do this performance. So yeah.
You know what's great about that? I'm glad you said that, because I always tell people, when you're nervous, understand what's happening. You are being forced to live in the moment.
Yes.
And most of us don't live in the moment. We're always thinking about what's about to happen next, what already happened. But that anxiety is telling you, you ain't got time to think about it. You right here, right now. Yes, you either, I don't care if you prepared, not prepared. You about to jump out the window, whether you like it or not.
Yes, sir.
I've always been, I got so many questions, so I'm going to try and get this. Don't forget, this Sunday, we're going to be at the Elite Social Club, Willingboro, New Jersey. Me and Teray Gordon right there. Shout out to Big Snacks. It's right across the street from Willingboro High School. Willingboro, the whole surrounding area. Get your tickets now. Make it happen. Go to Big Snacks.
420 friendly event, man. It's going to be consumption lounges. Who could call it? It's a whole festival. It's a whole festival. Oh, before that, though, I got Brunch So Funny going on at City Winery, Philadelphia. But I'm going to be there after.
I want you to talk about that, because you got one of my favorite comedians,
man.
JJ from the SIP,
man,
who actually is part of the morning show that I used to be part of. Yes, God bless him. Yeah, which is so funny, because I literally have a picture of me, him, Didi, and Jade, and the only person that's with Didi now is JJ from that picture.
Yes.
But JJ's super cool. So how can they get tickets for the City Winery? Because
citywinery.com, man. That's the best way to get Brunch So Funny tickets. We got JJ on 420. We got Donnell Rollins on Mother's Day. So citywinery.com is Brunch So Funny. It happens monthly. It's the local show that I do in the area. So, you know, a lot of people say, when can I see where you at now? I'm at City Winery.
Everybody always wants to know the greatest show you ever did. Like, they'd be like, yo, what was the greatest show you ever did? And for me, I always want to know, what was the show that hurt your feelings in a way where you had to, either you had that long drive home or you had to go directly home. It was only 10 minutes that made you really that may have put doubt in your mind, that you were like, what the fuck just happened?
I don't think I ever had a show that made me doubt my comedy prowess or where I was doing in comedy. I've definitely had shows that made me doubt what I was doing in my life. You know this. A lot of cats aren't as open as you are about their mental health and struggles with the journey and all of that. A lot of cats act like this is all fun and games and every day's a parade, and you know, they don't see the other parts. And I'll tell you a quick story. I was doing a show in Chester. You did the show before. My man used to have a show at the movie theater.
Okay, yeah.
Tri-State. I think they're at the Tri-State Mall. But yeah, he said go there. And I'm coming out, did the show, did well, you know, everything good, but I'm coming out of there and I'm walking across the parking lot and my mask slipped off. You know what I mean? You know that mask you wear while you out and about? I don't know what happened, but my normal face was, and some dude was driving by and he stopped. He was like, yo, you all right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, you know, I hope you're all right, because we need you. And he pulled off. He don't know that interaction probably stopped me from crying all the way home. I was headed to the car to go cry. Don't know why. I just felt that way. And I was on the way, but him stopping me, and man, I smiled all the way home. I'm like, these niggas need me. So,
they need me out here.
Yes. It's invigorating. But shows, man, that I didn't do well, and it made me think, why am I, so one night I'm at the Cellar and, you know, working the Cellar, and everybody's at the Cellar. Cellar is like one of the top echelon rooms in New York and in the country. And so Chris Rock comes in. Now, Chris, Dave, Kev, these guys come in and they're going to do an hour, you know, so they're like, yo, you can go home. You don't have to do your spot, because Chris probably going to do like 2 hours. My dumb ass. what? I still do my time. And it's like, they like this, like after Chris. I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah.
what you mean?
Too right.
Yeah, it's like, when I tell you, I should have went home. Them people was in there looking at me like, why did you even come up here? We paid for our food. We about to go. Like, yeah, so yeah, man, there've been the ups and downs, but I don't think there's ever been a show that made me doubt my, what I wanted to do. I always felt like I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm good at this, and I'm going to do it. Because of the fact of how I started. The first show I ever did, was at Temple University 30 years ago. It's so funny because it's full circle. I teach Philadelphia Comedy College in the same building I started comedy in.
That's dope.
The Student Activity Center at Temple.
That's dope. That's dope.
But the first time I did comedy, I did well, and they gave me $50, so it kind of sparked something. Now the second time I bombed, but I always say if I would have bombed the first time, I probably wouldn't have been a comedian.
No, there's so much wow, there's so much. Let me tell you a quick because I hate when people do this, but I have to quick to. I was invited to a festival, and they had seen me all over New York, so they were like, he said, yo, you just got to do the audition. You're in. Don't worry, you just got to do the audition. Just go to the comedy club, just do your 7 minutes, and just don't curse. There's a light. This is how intense it was.
Yes.
They had lights. They had a light that if you cursed, it blinked.
Yep.
Right. So I was like, I said, cool. I had the set. Let's hypothetically it was the barbecue set. All right, I'm gonna do the barbecue set. I'm not gonna curse. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm just gonna go in and out. So I'm at the bar, and it's a comedy club off of Broadway, 70-something and Broadway. It's right on the corner, and I can never remember the name, but it's a
stand-up New York now. Back then, I believe it was Dangerfields.
It was something, whatever it was. So I'm at the bar, comedian goes up, and then all of a sudden, ruckus. Just happens to be your experience with Chris Rock. Chris Rock walks in. They say Chris Rock wants to do some time. I'm next.
Right.
I said, can he wait? But in my mind, I don't say that. In my mind.
You told Chris to wait?
No. I didn't. I was like, can he hold up for like 7 minutes? I'm not asking for. I'm just 7 minutes, right? So I don't know that he's practicing his Letterman set.
That's what he does. Yeah.
How do you fucking do a barbecue joke?
Right.
After he has done the most topical comedy that you could possibly do. And literally the audition only had 12 people there. So they had gotten so excited. It's like God had came and placed and blessed them with Chris Rock. And then I went up there. Needless to say, my arrogant ass, I bombed to the point where I wanted to make that light up so many times. And I told all 12 people, my job is to make that fucking light up as many fucking times.
Hey, man, listen, this game is long and it's challenging. And a lot of cats that don't indulge themselves into the levels that we have as comedy for a lifestyle don't even know the Wednesday night stories. They only hear, They only hear prime time, but it's like, man, that happened to me Monday. You know what I'm saying? And so-and-so did that, or we did that. Or there have been the times that, I've done that to comedians. I've found younger comedians trying to be arrogant, and I'll run down on them. I'll come down and do a set right in front of them. Put me up right before him. Oh, you think put me up before. Let me get 5. And I ain't got to do 5. I ain't got to do 10, 20. I can destroy this bitch in 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes before him. So I challenge
Give me 5 minutes before.
Oh yeah. Willie Lynch out of St. Louis to tell you, he was down in the Laugh House acting arrogant. Had because what it was Laugh House Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He was down Laugh House Friday. He gave them, people run for their money, tore their ass up. Made the mistake of saying it. I came down Saturday. I said, put me up in front of him. I want 5 minutes in front of him. And
oh my God.
He realized the error of his ways. I tell comedians all the time, young comedians have this mentality of, can't nobody follow me or I tore it up. You're not a headliner because can't nobody follow you. That can happen. I've proven that. We've all proven that. We've all walked somewhere, tore some shit up in 5 seconds, and then the rest of the show is left to try to follow. you're a headliner when you can follow anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what headliners do. Chris Rock's, the Kevs, the Two Rays, the Mike Shawns, we got to come in after all that, after the host, after the ticket raffles, after the drinks, and do 40 minutes. That's a headliner.
Boy, you said the ticket raffle. I remember one time I was killing him, and where was I? I was killing him. A promoter came up to me, and I'm talking. I'm on the stage, and I see him reaching. I see him reaching, right? And
like
I'm like this. I'm like, I'm about to get into these. I'm about to get into this divorce joke. I'm already like, I'm killing him with the setup. Like when they giggle at the setup, he handed me, "Can you read the raffle number?"
Yo, I'm telling you, I just posted a video. I was there doing Purple Honey in Baltimore 2 weeks ago.
I saw that.
And I'm doing that was just the small part. He stood up in the middle, like he had perfect time, and I was about to deliver my punchline. And it was like, here come the punchline. It was like, here come the punchline. He's standing up. I was like, I said, you can't plan that. I said, you have perfect comic time. And it was like, wait, punchline? He literally stood up right in the middle of my punch. So, man, and people, but you still got to be professional. You still got to go when people don't even see the things we go through. And not to say that we wouldn't, because I'm not one of those comedians that don't enjoy my life. I tell people all the time, I live a blessed existence. So all of that shit that go on with the shows, it's just part of the game to me.
When you're watching the show, when you're on here right now, I'm gonna play something real good. I want to get you familiar because I don't want to interrupt your flow. When I play these drops, like there's a drop that we have. If you just said something either totally disrespectful or so on point, it's called the Montez, and we played it. Yo, that is to put the emphasis. That is, and you know, we got a bunch of them, so I don't want to interrupt your flow.
Okay.
It's gonna come on and go right back off.
Right.
I always say, like, people like, yo, so and so, you could have been. I remember one time in the middle of my drinking, which was, I remember one time I'm sitting there with a dude and we getting it in. We somewhere we not supposed to be. It's like 2:30 in the morning. This motherfucker thinks he's gonna give me a pep talk. And he's sitting there telling me, yo, you know, I know why you drinking. Mind you, we both drinking. We both drinking, right? And he goes, I know
those
it gotta
always
be
the best ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that congratulate me for being sober, and they drunk, and they be like, yo,
the shit
you keep doing what you doing.
That sober shit you doing.
But if you ever come back, just let you know I got you. I got you.
Let me know. You want to go? Yeah, no encouragement.
But this has to do with you saying you live a blessed life. He goes, I know it got to be tough because I seen you, and I know you was out in LA, and I know when you see Kevin and you see this, and you see Mike Epps, and you were out there and because he knew a lot, right? And I'm sitting there going like, dog, do you understand something? Because now I'm getting irritated. I'm like, do you understand? Since the age of 23 years old, I've never had a real job.
19 for me.
I've literally paid for my kids' education. I paid for everything. Do you think I even have one problem with God right now? I said, for all those who don't know, exactly, right there.
I don't have no problems, man.
You have no, exactly. Like,
I get that sentiment. I understand where you're going with it. You don't even have to ask, bro. Like for me, of course, for me, it's a lot closer, a lot more intense because of my relationship with Kevin. And, you know, it's like, well, Kev got, you know, he didn't take you. And what a lot of people don't understand first about me and Kevin is I'm 5 years older than Kevin. We were never social friends. I was more like a mentor. So after the show, he went, I went. So hanging, we hung in comedy. We really, you know, personal. We are probably closer personal friends now than we were then.
Right.
You know, we're both grown. We both have married. We both, you know, like our wives know each other. Like, so we're probably more closer personal friends now than we were then. When we were coming up, I was more like a mentor or a guide, or, you know, Spank, Jake, all them guys are closer in age. So it was just a more organic hanging for them. But for me, it's like people like people try to hurt me with that. Like I've had nigga got mad at me. I'm telling you, no bullshit. A nigga got mad at me because I beat his ass in Madden so bad and snapped and was like, that's why Kev left you. And I'm like, Kev Kev ain't leave me, nigga. Like I'm a grown.
He's talking
I
about
don't
Kevin
need-
Hart
first
for
of all,
those who may not know. Plastic
Yeah.
Cup Boys, Kevin Hart. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like Kev did his thing. Like Kev became a star and did all this thing. Like he left me, but people will try to hurt me with that because they feel as though I feel like he owes me something, and I don't.
He put you in the movie though, didn't he? Too, right? I know he had you in the opening scene of one of his first films.
I'm in the opening scene of this movie. Kev, man, listen, Kev has tapped my bank account without me knowing. I woke up in the morning and was like, thank you. You know, so I'm not here to go what he owe me or what he don't owe me or what anybody. Don't nobody owe you shit in this game. Don't nobody owe you shit in this game. I've only given Kevin the same thing I've given numerous other comedians, which is opportunity. That's it. Once I put you on that stage, I put you on the stage. If you ain't do well, if you didn't parlay, if you didn't keep going, that wasn't my fault. I've given everybody the same opportunity if you saying what I've given. But no, man, I don't look at it like I'm owed anything. I don't look at it like someone left me. I don't look at it like we supposed to all be on this journey together. It's everybody's got a different path. I believe we're all on a journey, but everybody's got a different path. And like you said, man, like I've lived a great life. Like I haven't had a job since I was 19. I have twin daughters. You know, we got the girls. Our girls are grown. My girls are 22 now. She's raised in college. Tonight has her own apartment. Like, I don't know what y'all want from me. I got married. I have bonus children. I have a grandchildren, and all off of comedy. All off of comedy. I'm doing this. Some of the people that talk about me are probably on their way to work, if not at work right now. So after I finish this, I'm gonna do my little live thing on my Instagram. Go downstairs, smoke a blunt, play some Madden. That's my day.
That's
my day. I got 3 spots in New York tonight. I got a show tomorrow. I got 2 shows Sunday. I live a great life, man.
No, it's a great life. And for all those who are sitting there talking about Kevin Hart left to right. No, Kevin Hart left me, bitch. Let me tell you something. Kevin Hart left me.
What?
Okay.
Well, speak on it. Speak on it then. And yo, I ain't gonna front, Mike. I had a dude come up to me one of them drunken conversations. He said, man, he said, why Kev leave us? I said, us. I don't remember seeing you. Like, how you get to us? Damn, man.
No.
Yeah, man.
You know the funny thing about it? I hate being even around conversations. Like I'll be around the conversation and I'll even hear comedians want to give their synopsis on Kevin and I'll start stepping away because I don't want it to come to, because let me tell y'all something. I don't know. Number one, I don't know. I don't know. Well, you think he did it? I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know.
Yeah, a lot of people, because of how my arrogance is, because of my mouth, it's like I've had cats say that to me, like, you know, it's probably why Kev don't fuck with you, because I'm like, so I'm supposed to not be who I am as a man because hopefully, maybe, possibly Kev, like y'all niggas is really ridiculous with it. Like I ain't never needed nobody to feed me, man. Never.
Is there and creative wise? Then we're gonna get to the other stuff creatively. Has there ever been something you wrote, right, that they laughed, right? They laughed, but you went back and said, y'all should have really laughed a lot harder at that.
Oh, like yeah, man.
That was something that it could have been the irony of the joke. It could have been the symbolism of the joke. It could have been the silliness of the joke, but y'all should have is that a joke that you do what I do? Because I'm stubborn. I take it and I go like, this is gonna work.
Right. Like no. There are jokes that they laugh at the punchline, but I'm like, y'all missed this. This was right here. Y'all ain't laugh at this. Like, so I'll reiterate. I'll say it again. I'm like, but the part where, and then they'll go like, I'll get the but yeah, man. There's a lot of material. Like, Rich Salter used to have a joke that I didn't get until maybe 5 years ago. And Richmond doing comedy long as I've been. So this is a 30-year-old joke, but it was like his opener, and I really didn't get it. I'm like, why fucking niggas laughing? Rich used to be, you know, little slimmer, so he was, you know, super lover, C Casanova, like light skin, pretty much back when he first started. So he would go on stage and he would go, yeah, I know what you gay ladies is thinking. He looked good, and I know what you guys is thinking. Oh, that nigga, all right. And for the, years, I never got nothing. Then it dawned on me one day, I said, damn, this nigga looks so good that even the dudes is like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so I'm sure that we all have jokes that is like, I think this part is funny, but the audience feels that a different part is funny. I used to do a joke about the difference between living in Philadelphia and when I moved up to Newark, New Jersey. And I'm like, it's still the same. They got the same crackheads. And I used to tell a joke about crackheads saying, hey man, is that your car? And I go, the one with the one with the old lady in it. Now that's how I would do the joke. One night I'm doing the joke in Newark, and the dude in the front row goes, he said, nigga, that's my car. And I said, yeah, that's better than the way I was telling. And that's the joke now.
In
now
your mind, you went like this.
Hey man, is it right? I was like, I literally was like, and you're not getting 10%, nigga, but thank you. Like, so there are times that you have to tell the joke the way you see it, but you also have to tell the joke that the way the audience will enjoy it so that it grows. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have never happened if I didn't tell the joke. So and I tell young comedians, you got to keep telling your jokes over and over and over again, because what will happen is they'll mutate just by you doing it over and over again. You'll start to see different parts that are funny. You'll start to hear different parts of laughter. Oh, like they laughing here. All right, let me tweak that or let me add to it, So yeah, times.
Do you take requests because you've been doing it for a long time? So you got jokes legendary jokes.
Don't even say that.
No. I'm asking a legit question.
I'm about to leave. I'm leaving.
This two-way dude, he got some legendary jokes too. People come like, yo, I need you to do the 5 heartbeats.
He
joke.
said, I'm leaving.
Because that's some classic jokes that people may not know now that used to kill it back then. It's like, yo, do you
still talking?
You still talking? Get out of here.
Yeah,
I want to know. That's legit.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I do. I used to. I used to just do them. When people walk up to me, I guess I felt obligated to the fans or whatever. Now I go, if I remember, I will try to do it, because we have social media, a lot of my bits people have been able to find and put up. And they're old and like, so to me, I'm like, you can watch it, it's up, it's old, you can watch it and enjoy it as you want to. But I don't take requests, but if I remember to do it and it feels like this audience would enjoy that joke, yeah.
No,
what's with that, Mike?
The request joke. I'm gonna ask your advice too. I'm gonna ask your advice. We've been doing this for damn near 30 years. I'm gonna swallow my pride and ask your advice right now.
Yeah.
All right. There's a joke that's been in the bag that I've literally gotten standing ovations by closing, and I've also ruined the entire set by closing with it.
One of them. It's good. It's good. It's that polarizing. It's good.
And Jay he's seen me do portions of it. He's never seen the entire joke. So the entire joke, I'm not gonna do the joke. I'm gonna give you the premise. The premise is y'all think y'all know when men are lying the worst. And every woman would tell you a man ain't shit, and you could tell him he's at his worst when he's denying cheating. And I said, no, we are at our worst when we're trying to convince you to get an abortion. And then I proceed to break down the conversation.
Yeah.
Now,
I've been there, Mike. I'm sorry. I've been there. It is some sinister shit going on. And around that time, it is some very Satanistic.
Nothing is off bounds. Nothing is out of the realm. And the funny thing is, I'm telling you,
you're measuring Trump's space. It's you making her offers like, listen, I want what's best for you. So if you're asking me if I think the joke is bad, obviously you see, no. But I'll tell you, like I tell any comedian, wherever you go, you got to stand in it. So if you tell a joke like that, you got to stand in it. And you stand in it.
And I'm telling you, the one dude, it was like a mini regional tour thing. The one dude was like, yo, why do you even risk it? Because I said, dog, because it's the truth. And I'm giving you an experience, and it's not a good one. I'm not bragging.
No.
I'm literally breaking down the worst part of a human being a heterosexual man, and what we do.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but don't you? And this was the key. And I ain't gonna lie, but there are other people booking shows here, like for other shows. And I was like,
I guess you shouldn't do it if you want one of them. But if they coming to see Michael Sean, you understand at a certain point that you have to be an artist. You can't always play safe. I get it. I definitely get it. I get corporate shows. I do corporate shows. I do cruises. I do everything. I'm a professional comedian. But I do those sets when appropriate. Like if you come see me at my show, you see me at Brunch So Funny, you see me at Soul Comedy, you see me at any show that is mine, I'm promoting. You're going to get what I feel like I should say. Now, I'm not the comedian that looks to always offend. But if I'm telling my truth, I'm telling my truth. And just as I said to you right here, I've had that sinister conversation. Unfortunately, it's not something I'm proud of.
Exactly.
But previous to my daughters being here, I was a different person. I was a very irresponsible heterosexual male.
Because at the end of the day, you ain't got health insurance. I ain't got health insurance.
All types of reality checks. Like,
I got asthma. You got asthma.
I got a wife. You don't really want to do this.
You don't really want. You don't want to ruin. You got a husband. You don't really want. I mean, do we really got to roll the dice on this?
Do you really want to do? We got to do this. I'm just trying to see that you come out best.
Yeah, and your husband's affiliate.
It's the most sinister sales pitch ever.
Ever.
Like I think you could get somebody to sell their soul quicker.
Absolutely.
I think the pitch to get somebody to sell their soul is easier than that one, bro.
No,
that's great.
And the pitch ain't just a one phone call pitch.
No,
the pitch
man.
is like
that got phone call. That got to be done in person. Yeah, you got
days of going out.
Take them out.
Yeah.
You gotta act like you care about them.
You gotta groom them. You gotta groom them.
We're gonna get sanctioned now. Grooming for grooming as birth control. That's the subject, man.
Do we have Dr.Arron Smith? Is he?
We got him. Do you stay away from politics? I know there's a lot of tough stuff going. You stay away from it.
On stage, you know what's funny? On stage, I really don't do politics. On my social media,
it's just social media. You be going in.
I be going in.
You be going in.
But on stage, because at a show, I look at it like you done paid your money. 2-item minimum. Pay for parking. Did you spend $80 to come feel angry or be upset about the same shit you've been upset about all day?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
To me, that's just to me. I'm not saying every comedian need to be like that. Just to me, I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with that tonight. I don't feel like talking about that tonight. We had to have a good time. And I say that when you see me in the lobby, or if I'm coming in, I'm talking to people, normally the words that come out of my mouth is we're going to have a good time tonight. Because that's what I came to do. I came to have a good time. I came to laugh. I came to enjoy myself. Came to fellowship with all people. So I don't want to get into things that divide us all the time.
Well,
I was watching
about the dividers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ain't much we can do about the divide that's actually happening, but if we had a show, I ain't got to add to it.
And it's what to me is whatever your vibe is, because you're bringing your own. Like if New Edition goes on and does that, and I got slow jams, I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna try and do a 3-step choreographed.
No, right. Like if you're the political comedian, I would suggest you go up there and try to be light. Mm-hmm. That ain't you. As a comedian, you got to be what you are. As Mike can tell you this. We got a lot of hump the stool comedians, as we call them. We hump the stool. That's what you do. You dance, you hump the stool. Don't go up there and try to say nothing, nigga, because we want you to hump the stool. Now you up there talking about some politicals or stock market. Hump the stool. That's what you do.
Stick to your
lane. Whatever it is, right.
Yo, these he on the stool, he humping, and these tariffs are crazy. Bitch, if you don't get the humping,
get down off the stool first before you talk about them tariffs.
So I guess it's been waiting as well, Mike. So we might as well bring both in. Let's do it.
Well, bring Dr.Arron Smith, professor at Temple. Speaking of political, he comes in and does his thing. Bring Arron up here. Arron Smith, what up there? Well, Ray might know you was fearless. Ray might know you. He might know you as fearless, but let me get that. Sorry,
yeah, I know Ray when I was living on 15th Street.
Yes, sir. All them books in the background. Look at that.
He said he read.
He read for real.
Funny story though. I'm watching y'all and I'm cracking up, right? I'm laughing. And then y'all say, yo, the most sinister thing you could do is convince somebody to get an abortion. Yeah, grooming. Bring Dr. Arron Smith in here. I said, whoa. I'm backstage cracking up, enjoying the show. And all of a sudden, the setup, I said, not now. Don't bring me out now. And it was grooming. Yeah, by the way, bring Dr. Arron out here. Right?
Bring Dr. Arron out here. Get the expert's word on this.
Black Brady Bunch.
Well, you got on the books back there. We can expand on the sinister activity of grooming. I mean, are you pro-life or pro-choice? Real and the dynamics of this whole thing. This is good because Dr. Smith, you're in the community, you're a professor, and Terrell, I want to ask you this: the Def Jam era, which was a classic era, which is an era that we were a part of heavily. Yeah. I didn't get to do Def Jam; I got to do BET. How much do you think? Give me. I always say it was the gift and the curse. You give me your feel on the influence. How much of it was it positive for us in comedy, and how was there even a negative part? Do you think?
I don't think it was any negative. I think it was necessary. I think the Def Jam era was necessary because live stand-up comedy had gotten to a part where if you were in White or on Letterman, there was no advancement. Like you wouldn't go up. You would just stay here. Def Jam gave not only black comedians, predominantly black, but it broke open the industry to other platforms of comedy. Sure, Def Jam and Comic View were the first to jump on it and do that, but look where we are now with Don't Tell and Chocolate Sundays and all of these other platforms that have come off of the Def Jam idea, meaning comedy show anywhere, host,
anywhere,
showcase comedians.
Yep.
And so now that's what really comedy is. If you look at, if it's not in a club, it's a Def Jam type of show. And that's why I said, I posted the other day, I said, we need to redefine the term urban comedy. Because a lot of times we wanted urban comedy. Well, a lot of times urban comedy is defined by black comedy, and it's not. Urban comedy is really any comedy that happens outside of the industry parameters. Meaning, like if it's a showcase that this thing we do on 420 is urban comedy. Don't Tell comedy is urban comedy. Next in Line comedy. Any of these pop-up shows, that's urban comedy because that's just cats doing it, throwing a show, putting it on. So I don't think there was a drawback to the Def Jam era. I think, like anything else, the funnel got opened wide, and so we had an influx of maybe not so many quality comedians, but part of the game too. You had to deal with that because for us to get in and have that platform, I guess somebody, a lot of cats slipped through that may not have been, consistent. But I will say about comedy, it kind of weeds itself out. Like those comedians that wasn't good enough, they're probably not working no more.
Dog, Teray has become so rational. Like you were always rational, but you was a loose cannon. You was a loose cannon.
Yeah. Well, but I got older, man. It's,
and that's a blessing. And I'm saying that as a total compliment.
I do, and I totally understand, brother. That's why I take it as a compliment. I know as a younger cat, I had less maturity, less patience. And I didn't care. I didn't have a filter. A lot of times I would say things and people were like, yo, you ain't have to say that, but so I'm standing in it. I'm standing in it.
Dr. Arron Smith, what do you take culturally? Or were there any negatives from Def Jam? From your perspective, not being that you were a comedian, but just being a viewer and somebody who experienced how it affected the community outside.
No, I'm always big on agency, and a lot of times when you do see people go on these other platforms, even back from Johnny Carson, like Terry saying Letterman, you'll be a fan of a comedian or an artist, and you'll see the compromise that was made. You'll see the jokes that were here that weren't there, even in terms of the way they're laughing and the timing. And sometimes you feel compromised watching them, like watching your favorite rapper go on and do a set where they don't do all the songs you like, but they do all the hit, songs for the mainstream. And it's like, damn, like I wish it didn't take that to make that, you know what I'm saying? So I remember at Def Jam, it was like, yo, people are just really leaning in, like Trey saying, standing on who they are. I think about the Chris Tucker set, you know what I'm saying? Ending with the Michael Jackson and the smoking crack, and like, yo, the whole crowd is standing up laughing. It's like, he wouldn't have done this, maybe not even on Arsenio at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something special on some FUBU type, yo, I'm gonna lean into me. And you got people like Dave Chappelle who joke later about acting like he's for the projects. Like I'm leaning so into the Black experience that even where I can't identify, I'm not saying nothing if they don't know where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it's really beautiful to have seen an era of that level of agency. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say, in terms of Teray personally, in terms of giving him his flowers, there's a lot of people, especially in Philly, we pride ourselves in authenticity. And a lot of artists, I'm thinking about even people like Oskino, like Beans, like Philly has always had an issue with the industry because Philly never wanted to be fake. And even to this day, Philly's like, I don't think that's cool. I don't think that you don't get looked at as official by, but look at the check I got, right? So just being a grown man, a lot of times people don't say, yo, thank you for not taking those deals. Thank you for not doing those shows, Teray, because I didn't want to see Teray with the dress and all the white makeup and jumping around. Like, I would have been hurt. I'd have been like, yo, why are you doing that? And it's like, oh, you're getting paid though. And there's always somebody next to you talking about something, well, you would do it too. So no, but anybody who prioritizes their manhood and just being genuine as opposed to just jumping for every check, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people that might not have the microphones and the platforms, but we be watching. You know what I'm saying? And we be feeling good, like, yo, thank you for not selling out and just staying you. Even if it's like 1 million less, it means a lot to young people.
A lot of millions less, but yeah.
Yeah, my feel, but it means a lot to people. Like, yo, it's good to see you doing good and living good without having, like you said, to compromise yourself. There's a lot of people dealing with that every day. When you ain't got no money, you be like, yo, should I, even in terms of doing things right, when you're hungry, crime, the definition of crime changes. Like, people stay themselves is a big deal. So I appreciate that. And Def Jam, I think, helped a lot of people to do that, to just stay themselves and still be funny and make money.
Word up.
Yeah, I will tell you this. Dr. Arron.
I'm taking that quote. The definition of crime changes when you're hungry. I'm taking
it does change. Your moral compass does get adjusted. It does get adjusted.
Is it stealing or was I eating?
It's foraging for food. They call it during the riots. They say foraging.
Yeah. And Dr. Arron Smith, me that you was on the show with me. I've known you for a long time. You rode out with me on the radio in Philly for years. I would like to thank Teray for you to look up to him, because I had that dress in the bag. Like, I knew the color that I looked good in. Like, I knew,
bro.
I knew the shade of blue. I knew the shade of blue. It worked with my complexion. Like, it really.
I like to tell young comedians, man, because they always younger comedians, and I don't mean young like by age, I mean by experience and years. They'll see us, see me or Mike, and go, "You guys have it all together." And it's like, we got here through the journey. Like, we didn't. I have the picture of me on stage with the leotard when I first started, because I didn't know. I put that leotard on. I didn't like it, so I didn't put it back on. You understand what I'm saying? But I had to figure it out to figure out what I didn't like, who I wasn't going to be, who I wasn't going to compromise. But you have to figure that out. So, yeah, man, it's a journey. And I can't say that I've gotten here every time thinking that the decision I was making was the right one. I just knew what was right for me, where I wanted to be and where I wanted to stand when I woke up in the morning. I wanted to be able to look in the mirror.
All right, so there was a legendary comedy club which is reopened in Atlantic City. I've gotten text that is reopened in Atlantic City. Just
how they open without their sign?
I don't know, Teray.
Shady. Don't they need their marquee? I don't understand how they could be open without their sign.
That's tough.
For those who don't know, hey, let me get these drops ready. Let me get these drops ready. Hold on, let me have a. Let me get this.
Just try to figure out how they open without their sign.
Let me get this ready.
I don't get it.
Oh, the legendary. Now this is another thing. Being born in New York, worked in radio in New York, and knowing that Philly, basically my radio career, they built it. Like, Philly built my radio career.
103.9. I still got it.
I had to see it from a point of view of Philly, when the whole time I was not blinded, but I'm a New York fan. I'm a New York Knicks fan, New York. And there's a lot of things Philly is never going to get, for some reason, is never going to get the credit that they deserve.
Yeah.
The Laugh House, whatever you want to say. Caroline's is a famous comedy club in New York. Comedy Cellar is still a famous comedy club. It's a gathering spot. But the Laugh House was something that launched careers from Teray to me, even though I started in New York first, to obviously Kevin Hart, to, he got the Philly 103.9.
Stop playing. Hold on, let me put this solo.
He keeps them. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have kept stuff like this, yo.
Wow, dope.
I got all my props, man.
Dope.
So when I tell you, not only did Michael Blackston and Keith Robinson, who I'll talk about his special later because we had him on the show.
Oh, Keith's my guy.
When the legendary Laugh House literally took over South Street, Teray was the mainstay. Teray was young. He was the host. He was the mainstay. Held it down. I'll shout out to D Lee because he was part of it.
You want to know the story, or you want to?
And this is what I want to ask. This is the build up. This is how an interviewer builds up to the stories behind the Laugh House. It was almost like a mini mafia story that nobody knew the true story.
Okay.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew the collapse. Nobody knew there was a robbery there. Which one do you want? First, do you want to talk about what was the collapse of a comedy club that hosted every big name comedian throughout the country? I'm talking everybody did a weekend. I'm talking about stars upon stars did weekends there, and we were able to be in the mix. What happened?
Let me put the
Philly Kings. Shout out to Ronnie Long, man. I got some. Wow, look at this.
Wait, is that Michael Sean on that flyer? He got one with the Michael.
Shout to Charlie
Walden, Ronnie Long, Dick Tracy, Charles Walden, Mike Blackson.
Wow.
Teray really keeps everything.
I wish I would have, dog. I wish I would have. That is amazing. So it's at the height. It's at the height, and everybody across the country, every comedian knows about this spot. Everybody's wanting to go there. What is the beginning of the downfall? Take it from there.
All right. So the Laugh House started because it was Catch a Rising Star on South Street. And I used to play basketball not professionally. I used to play basketball at this sporting club atop the Bellevue. It's a, high price sporting club, but they had the best runs in the city. Like I used to be, basketball, around the city, go wherever, play ball. And so they're like, yo, you got to run at the sporting club. You got to run at the sporting club. And everybody plays sporting club. The Sixers, college
I remember
players.
that. Yeah, I remember
right.
that.
So I'm in there and I'm giving this cat the business one day. He's a little blonde hair, blue eyed white boy. But he just every time I'm doing something to him, I'm talking shit to him, so he's laughing. So between games, we sitting there and he's like, hey man, you kind of funny. And I'm like, yeah, I just started doing comedy. I'm 19 years old. I just started. I'm still at Temple. He's like, really? I said, yeah. He said, I own a comedy club. It was Eric Blumenfeld. That's who I was talking to.
Wow.
The owner of basically the block that the Laugh House is on. So,
right. Exactly. Explain that, yep.
He was great. He wanted to be out. He didn't really want to be. He didn't want to. The Catch a Rising Star was like a hobby for him and Billy Negron. Him and Billy Negron owned it. Billy Negron used to own all the eyeglass encounters in the city. So him and Eric, Laugh House was like a little clubhouse to them. I mean, Catch a Rising Star was like just something to do. They didn't want to do it no more. I introduced Eric to D. D was my mentor. D struck a deal to come into and take over ownership of Catch a Rising Star, turned it into the Laugh House. D is the reason why the Laugh House is called the Laugh House. D Lee named it the Laugh House.
Shout out.
So D turned it into the Laugh House. At the time, D was on morning radio, so
yes, yep.
Advertisement without them, I think we was killing. It was sold out. Something happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is that the safe ended up missing.
The safe ended up missing.
At the time, the deal was D and Eric. D was buying his ownership, meaning he wasn't fully owner yet. He was buying it. And I guess if you're buying your ownership, that makes y'all partners. So if that safe come up missing, the money, we just lost money. Eric wasn't for that. So Eric got rid of D. Rod and Mona were D's food and beverage and accounting. Rod was food and beverage. Mona was accounting. They stepped into the position that D vacated. That's the second era of the Laugh House. And then they pretty much, Mona got sick. Unfortunately, Mona got cancer and wasn't able to monitor Rod and the spending and the financing, and they didn't pay the bill, and Eric closed it. And I called Eric when I seen that on the door, when I saw the cease and desist and they were about to close it, I called Eric. I said, Eric, don't do this. The club is still viable. Don't, let me see if I can do something. He said, I don't have a problem. We can talk, but Rod is out. He owes me $96,000. $96,000 is, I did the calculation. It was a year. He hadn't paid the rent in a year. So that's why the Laugh House closed.
Okay.
History.
Yeah. I like it. A lot of people don't know. I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened. So unfortunately, and I said that because the Laugh House is a place that, like you said, the magic of the Laugh House was that you could walk in from the pavement and get a shot. Like if you was a comedian and you thought that you could do it or you was trying, they would give you a shot, and who knows what would happen. You could blow up on that shot. Mona, because I see the comment, rest in peace. Mona really, really did hold that together. She did. But once she got sick, she couldn't make sure that everything was being taken care of. And, it went that way. But, I remember the last night, a lot of people were like, why Kev ain't saved the club?
I was thinking I was going to say somebody.
I'm telling you, I said, what makes y'all think that Kev has never loaned them money or given them money? If you know Kevin Hart, what makes you think Kevin hasn't given them any money? You got to pay the bills, bro. You got to pay the rent. You got to pay the mortgage. You got to pay that base bill. You got to pay that. And if you don't, and that's why I was able to go away, because it was never owned. It was a situation where you was paying that man for his ownership, or he was going, let you use the club as long as you paid him. But when you don't pay him for a year, and I didn't have $96,000, so wasn't no conversation for me. When we talk, I'm like, we never talk about
Ray, why you ain't get together?
Right,
and just get this,
Once he would have said, look, I get to Ray credit for continuing the conversation. He would have said they owe me $96,000. I'd be like, you right. All right. So when we gonna close? So when's the last night? Can I just promote the last night?
Right.
Can I get that?
And it's so funny because, like I got the sign, I have the marquee. I'm very proud of that, because I look at it like the Laugh House was the club that made Ray. Like they like to, and they bylines, and when they promote or talk about the club, they like to mention all the bigger names, and I understand that because it looks bigger, But Kevin didn't really work the Laugh House. Kevin kind of came up through the Laugh House and then was gone. Mike didn't really work the Laugh House until he was Mike Blackson. The comedian that the Laugh House made is me, and because of the fact that I know that, and my dealings with Rod is like, I keep him at a distance. I don't need to bad talk that man. Whatever I've said is fact. Whatever I've said is fact. It ain't about, I'm not lying. Whatever I've said is fact. But when it comes to his dealings with me, no, I can't do it anymore, because there have been times I've been taken advantage of. Everybody knows my Sound Exchange story. I didn't even know I had albums out on Sound Exchange.
Yeah, I didn't know me and Dion Cole.
You do too.
Yeah, I didn't know me and Dion Cole were on a video.
You didn't know Mr. Rod had put out some albums with you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. And I didn't know that Dion Cole remembered. And when I saw Dion Cole, I guess it was like 10 years ago, he was joking about it. And he had come on the radio station and was like, yeah, I'm still trying to get that taken off.
Yeah. Kev and Dion Cole got him taking it off, but the albums went out. I get my Sound Exchange check, and I had to battle them for about 4 years, because when I got my check, I get an artist share and there was a production share. And I'm like, well, where's the production share going? And the production share, I'm looking up, they go to Blue Mountain Records. I'm like, fucking Blue Mountain. Rod Millwood. I said, how are you getting a production share from my jokes? So I emailed back. It took about 4 years, but I finally have ownership of that Laugh House Live album. I own that.
Wow.
Listen, I would, man, and that's why I be telling cats, you got to get on top of your business, because dudes will take advantage of you, even when you ain't in a position where you think you can be taken advantage of. We fledgling comedians. We trying to make it. I'll take it a step further, and then I'm done.
Okay.
There's a reason why I can't get to Ray.com. The same reason is why you can't get MichaelSean.com. Somebody registered those domain names very, very early, didn't they?
They sure the fuck did.
He said, pay me if you want it. Pay me.
I refuse. ComedyByTuray.com it is. I wish the fuck I would.
And now it's Michael Sean. I had to get Michael Sean Comedy, and I never, you know what? This is our drop when people are angry. This is our angry drop.
It'll get you. It'll get you, baby.
That's Wow. I wouldn't listen because I know people are messy in the comments.
But
so go ahead.
Laugh House, the magic of the Laugh House, man. Nothing like that will ever exist again. Like, we were a full scheduled Black-owned comedy club, and that was so magical. I mean, Thursday, Wednesday we had open mic, Thursday we had showcase, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was national acts, and I mean, the line used to wrap around South Street. Like, when I see all these guys going back and doing the documentaries about the nightlife in Philly, I'm like, y'all need to do a documentary about the Laugh House and the nightlife in Philly, because y'all started there. Y'all used to come to Laugh House, then y'all go to the party. But the Laugh House made plenty money through the 90s and 2000s, and definitely gave a lot of opportunity to a lot of Philadelphia comedians, man. And I said that when the Laugh House closed, unfortunately, I said a lot of cats were going to be affected because we didn't understand what we had. We had something very, very, very special.
Because we had it since we were, I mean, I had to say kids because we were grown, but we
was
were kids.
kids.
We were able to get in front of packed houses and feature for national headliners. And then when we got our chops up, got the headline those entire weekends. And it was something, listen, I always say cell phones, I'm glad cell phones weren't around when I was at my peak and prime of running these streets. I thank God.
Like,
I really,
I just did a show for the commissioner of the police commissioner. And so I was like, some of y'all probably remember from my Laugh House days. And the crowd started going, yeah. I remember being on South Street and I was so drunk one night, Mike, I told the cops, line it the fuck up. I told the cops, line it the fuck up then, officer. They lined it up too. I think I got to the second cop. Somebody kicked me in my head. And I remember being on the ground getting cuffed, talking about, who kicked me? I used to tear my ass on South Street, boy. So yeah, I grew up in front of everybody. That's why I say I was 19 years old when I started doing comedy. I grew up in front of the city. I grew up in front of y'all.
But there's a few reasons that I wish cell phones. Now, if I had to make a deal, I would be like, no cell phones. Right. But the Laugh House for cell phones, I don't think, as much as we try and tell y'all, the comedians that came through, us included, who tore the roof off that place.
Yeah.
And had like scenes, and we took it as normal.
Yes.
When you were a headliner, if you killed it, that was cool. But we were so used to people blowing the roof off that place that I don't think from the Bill Bellamy's and I'm missing Mark Curry's to everybody came to that place.
I remember one night Paul Mooney choked. Woman was laughing so bad she went into the chest heart palpitation, and then she started choking. They had to bring the stretcher in, and they put the stretcher up the steps, put on the stretcher, got her out, and Paul waited. As a crowd, we all making sure she good and all. Soon as them doors closed back, Paul said, "I'm killing motherfuckers in here tonight." The best times, man. The best times.
All right, so and Teray, very, very intellectual. So I'm not gonna unless you gotta go.
No, man, I can't go.
Okay. Dr.Arron Smith, I hate to real quick. Everybody in the comments, don't think I forgot about the safe disappearing and nobody knows how it disappeared. Like I still that
sounds like a whole Tubi movie. Y'all need to write that.
You, dude, like look, and it's funny because we came in the day after, so you can see the track marks through the hallway. It's like, well, it ain't missing. It got took.
It ain't missing. We know what happened. Right there. Follow the track mark.
Follow the track mark, yo. That shit was crazy. I was like, that was one of the nights. I was so glad that was one of the nights where I was out being irresponsible, nigga. I woke up away from home, and when I came to work the next day, the central detectives is who opened the door. They like, who are you? I was like, me. I meant to like, who are you, nigga? Like, I'm Q-Ray. Fuck you, just the Laugh House, nigga. You don't know why? He put that badge in my face. I said, oh, I'm Q-Ray. He said, where were you last night? I said, oh, I was asking. Like, he was like, yep.
Yo, let me tell you something. The Laugh House it got to a point, I don't know what variation this was, first half or second half. I think D. Lee might have been gone by then. I'm not sure. They had an apartment across the street, right? They had an
D.
apartment
Lee was
across
still
the street,
there. Yeah, D. Lee was still there.
and they let the comedian stay at this apartment. I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. It might have saved money.
It was bad, bro. Like, it was bad. It was bad. You're 21 with an apartment on South Street, pretty much.
Across, I'm not talking about.
You just said to me. You just said to me, you're 21. You just got off stage with an apartment on South Street.
Jay, I'm not talking kind of like metaphorically across the street. I'm talking you walk across South Street and you're it. I don't know. I don't know who had the meeting. I don't know what ideas were granted. I don't know who the advisors were. But all I knew was this is a mess. And when that safe disappeared, I was on the radio, and because I think I forgot to talk about it. Because I was really about to light this microphone up, because to me, as a comedian and as being as irresponsible as I could possibly be at that point, I was like, this is funny. I wanted to open the lines. Has anybody seen the Laugh House safe? Has anybody seen? Does anybody know where the Laugh House?
That would have been so dope, bro. Like, that would have been so dope. That was so crazy. Like, it was like, what do you mean? Like, and why would y'all do that? Like, it was just dumb. Like, why? Everything was fine. Greed, man. Greed.
Because when Mayor Milton, I don't know if you remember the Camden mayor, Mayor Milton Milan, he disappeared. He was the mayor of Camden. Had no idea he had some bodies on his record. He had a few bodies on his record. And I did a whole show. Have you seen? This is how stupid I am. This is why I almost lost my life with that other group of people in Philadelphia. I got on that microphone and said, have you seen Milton Milan? Please tell me they're looking for him. I think he's already in Puerto Rico. And the lines lit up of people telling me he's on Federal Street. He's on, we see him in Philly. I don't know what made me forget to ask, has anybody seen the Laugh House safe?
I still don't. Of course, it's an inside job. I don't think D did it.
Because it would be too obvious. Like, I've had this conversation in the midst of very close friends, and they'd be like, he had to. I said, yeah, but I don't.
That would be the first. That's the first place you're gonna look.
Yeah,
and then what he do it? Like, yeah, like, okay. And we're not talking about, it wasn't millions of dollars in the safe. Like, it wasn't no money to change your life for.
Yeah, it was like a weekend splurge, probably.
It was a weekend splurge.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was Adele Givens, Cool Bubba Ice, and who else? But it was crazy. It was sold out. It was
a 2-week splurge. It was a 2-week splurge. It was Adele Givens. It was a 2-week splurge.
Somebody says, but yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, man. Like, but that's that. Just as the history of the Laugh House is the comedians you saw there and the fun that was had there and the performances that came through there, that's part of it too. That's part of it.
Wow, that really took me for a loop. Dr. Arron Smith, let me ask you this, doctor. The country is turned upside down, like turned upside thoroughly. Let me give you something light. Let me give you something light to work with. I just did a whole 10 minutes to open a show about this space travel with Gail, Katy Perry, and the bullshit that they put in front of our faces, that they want us to believe that these ladies came out from this space trip and their makeup was perfect and their hairs were photo shoot ready. And they really want me to inhale this and say, well, your opinion on that, your opinion on what you just saw.
Man, Mike, what you doing, Mike?
Let's go. Look, come on.
Yeah.
DeRay just talked about the safe, son. DeRay just talked about the safe.
I'm still in the Matrix, Mike. You see the books. I'm not home. I'm in the office. You know, I'm still working on the plantation. Mike, you can't tell the truth. Now just playing. Yo, did you see the clip where they opened the door and then the lady pulled the door back closed and he came with the Sesame Street wrench, the big old wrench like he used in the museum, and Jeff Bezos, who got no technical expertise, act like he took the wrench and opened the door to like he built the rocket. But this other one, there was a group that was supposed to be stuck in space recently. You remember that group?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes.
We're not going to get into where they go to the bathroom and all that. We're not going to do none of that. At one point, they sent pictures back where they were celebrating Christmas because they had to spend Christmas in space.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw this.
They were only supposed to be up there for like a few weeks. Why they bring Christmas hats?
Why did they
on in the
how do they get Christmas hats? How do they get Christmas
hats?
hats?
They plan to be stuck for months, even though the trip was only a couple weeks.
Dude, I didn't even see
I'm
that.
gonna say where the food and where they go to the bathroom and none of that. This last trip, they said it took 11 minutes. So you telling me I could be It takes me 2 hours to get to Chicago, but I can get to space in 11 minutes in this rocket.
With no problem.
Well, I mean,
if I wasn't mad at Gayle King about asking about Kobe Bryant's past after he passed, if I wasn't done with Gayle King then, what I said about Teray and the compromise, that's what I'm talking about. Because Gayle was friends with Oprah.
Right, that's my thing. Like, Gayle don't even have to do none of this.
Exactly. All she had to do was be Gayle. You want to go to space.
If I was Oprah's best friend, y'all be mad at me. I'd be lazy.
Yeah, I'll be Memphis Bleak.
I'd be so lazy. I'd be like, yo, you're not going to work? No.
That'd be me, Memphis Bleak.
I'm going to show you
my whole career.
What you just saw, what Dr. Arron Smith had just talked about. I'm going to give you a little clip. Have some mental stamina. Don't get into your Instagram mainstay. This is a little something that the Daily Mail had posted up. It'll come up in a
Blue
second.
Origin flight that took Katy Perry into space has been deemed fake by conspiracy theorists. After the New Shepard capsule landed, Jeff Bezos used a special tool to open the hatch to greet the all-female crew. But footage from minutes earlier clearly shows the capsule door being opened from the inside, before being quickly shut again. While the strange moment has been hailed by some as definitive proof the mission was fake, experts say it simply shows just how tightly choreographed the whole event was. Jeff Bezos was also probably trying to gain back some dignity after casually face-planting while running to welcome his fiancée back to Earth. All
right, I just want y'all to look at the faces. I want y'all to look at their faces, right? Take that comment off so I can see Aaron. I want you to look. That's what they look like after space travel, or kinda. They say kinda space travel. Those are the photo shoot ready faces after getting out the capsule, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to challenge you to go on a plane in first class and just fly to Dallas and have your girl not touch her face.
Turbulence, yep.
Don't touch your face. She won't come out like that after the flight is over. Their hair is perfection.
Why did they go? What was the point of this?
You know what, Teray? I hate when you give these difficult ass questions. You're being difficult right now. You're being a difficult student. But that's a good question. Because
what was the point of this?
So Gayle said one of the reasons, this is a quote, one of the reasons was Jeff Bezos is trying to remove waste from the earth. So he is trying to figure ways out to take our waste and put it in space. And my question is, out your mouth with a direct, is that a good idea? So we done fucked up Earth. So now what you want to do is the next space that we're supposed to go to, well, the elite will. This is what she said. She also said to Ray, she also said, and I'll put this out there, she also said, I feel disrespected that you're calling this a ride. When men do this, you would never call this a ride.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care men or women. Like, are they in sanitation? Like, why them? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, why them? Okay, and again, I think I only got about, I'm 52. I'm not guaranteeing I got another 50 here. So what's going on by the time they start putting trash in space probably won't affect me. But what I'm saying is, why them? Why Gayle, your girl, your wife,
I say the check that you got from Bezos, I hope, and I'm sure it's worth it for you, is worth y'all causing a distraction. But this is what this is.
See, that's my thing. It's like, what
that's the word.
We gotta look at the news that we need a news ledger for the day that the rocket went up. What happened that day? Because we looking this way, and it's like,
don't look up.
Right. We need to, it just seems like a distraction, bro. Like,
and I'll tell you one of the many things, because that's why this is the best time to do something crazy, because we're only going to talk about it for like 48 hours, then it's going to move on to the next news cycle. Yeah. But one of the things that happened was in Georgia, a man was taken in, ICE took him in. Mm-hmm. The judge said, this man is a born U.S. citizen. The judge then said, my hands are tied. ISIS has a loophole that there's no way for me to do anything to release this man, even though he is a born American citizen.
And Trump talked about going after more domestic people who disagree with him. He was caught on the hot mic with Kelly having their meeting in the White House. And he said, basically, the next step is to get the people who are basically dissidents that are born in America. So he wants to do a straight up thing where if you disagree with him, he's going to use these loopholes and his executive powers to just start Nazi Germany and people and sending them, I guess, to wherever he feel like sending them to, because not like they from there. So people that are born in America and never been to the other places, he's going to be picking places and shipping people away, banishing people like some Lord of the Rings stuff if you don't say what he wants you to say. Now, I was looking at Jeff Bezos' fiance's age, Mike, because I was thinking about what she was talking about with the whole asking to get an abortion. And if she's 55, but if she was younger, I would have said maybe that's why they sent the Blue Origin up there. Maybe this chick was pregnant and Jeff Bezos couldn't convince her. He was hoping for a shuttle Challenger situation, and he was mad when she got back.
Let's see how what's they called, G-force?
Yeah, I want what's best for both of us. I want you to make history. You know, women need
to a G-force abortion.
Shake that thing. Shake that thing. Shake it.
Oh, ain't nothing like two of your contemporaries putting the battery in your back, because I'm doing a damn joke this Sunday.
G-force.
At 4:20, I'm doing a joke this Sunday.
You gave it a G-force.
Yeah. He said, if I can't
you heard it the morning after and checked the orbit out.
Orbit after. He took the orbit after trip.
Yeah. G-force.
So Dr. Smith, you're seeing what's going on. There's a Chinese young man who basically put on, I don't know if you saw the clip, where he just broke down that this country right now, what you need is a revolution. And I'm gonna play this for Teray to see it. I don't know if Teray has seen this.
That's a good
and
clip.
Once again, take your Instagram stamina away and keep your mental stamina. Act like you're reading a book and just be patient and just listen to this young man.
Thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scam. That's why I'm saying this right now. Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution. For decades, your government and oligarchs only ship your job to China. Not for diplomacy, not for peace, but to exploit cheap laborers. And in the process, they hollowed out your middle class, crushed your working class, and told you to be proud while they sold your future for profit. And yes, China made money, but we used it to build roads, lift millions out of poverty, fund healthcare, raise living standard. We reinvested in our people. My family also benefited from it. What did your oligarchs do? They bought yachts, private jets, mansions with golf course driveways. They manipulate the market, dodged tax, and poured billions into endless wars. And you get stagnant wages, crippling healthcare cost, cheap dopamine, debt, and flagged wave poverty made in China while they pick your pocket. For 40 years, both China and the United States benefit from the trade, the manufacturing, but only one of us use that wealth to build. This isn't China's fault. This is yours. You let this happen. You let the oligarchs fit your lies while they made you fat, poor, and addicted. Now they blame China for mess they made. I don't think so. I don't think you need another tariff. You need to wake up. You need to take your country back. I think you need a revolution.
All right, Doc. When you see something like that, what are your thoughts? Oh, go ahead, Teray. Teray raises his hand. Go ahead.
I know, because Doc is going to have the informative, real, educational answer. My thing is, sound like you was good with it until they said that it was y'all. Sound like China was good with all the shit that was going on until they said, hey, man, this is China's fault. Oh, no, it ain't our fault. This is what they've been doing to y'all. Y'all been good with it because y'all been benefit off it, so it's good. As long as y'all don't get to pay the bad guy or have to face what you've done. So that's number one. Number two, unfortunately, yes, this is a worldwide sweeping situation, but unfortunately, Black people got to sit a couple of these fights out. We really do. We don't got nothing to do. All of that shit that he said happens to us no matter who the fuck the president is. Mm-hmm. All of the lower wages, the losing of all of that happens to us no matter who the president is, no matter what the tariffs are. So the whole thing with us right now, like, just overall, we can't keep fighting these battles. As I've said, I've never been getting my ass beat and looked around to see who else was getting their ass beat. And Black people been getting their ass beat for hundreds of years. So it's like, yeah, all that's true, but what you want us to fucking do about it? Because
We say, Trey, who kicked me?
And I know that ain't the right answer.
Who kicked me?
That's how I feel about it. It's like,
Who kicked me?
But here's Felix said, "Who kicked me?" But
They said, looking around when we get our butts kicked, right? Ain't nobody else there, right?
And like I want to let Teray know, this is a safe space. There is no comment that is wrong or right. So this is a place where I want people to have this dialogue. Dr. Arron Smith, what is your take when you see that?
No, that is a very salient point that Teray made in terms of it's a Nino Brown moment, right? Now everybody's taking a stand and taking everybody else out and airing everything out. I saw the same thing with the luxury brands where they were like, oh yeah, we just shipped these over to Italy and then y'all get them. The same thing on Canal Street, the same thing in the Hermes store. You could pay $5,000, but instead you paying $40,000. You know, now the jig is up. So now everybody's telling. It's like a RICO, right? You know, everybody starts to YSL Woody and pointing out, yeah, I killed people, but I killed them for him, right? So that's what's going on the international level. We watching the YSL RICO and a Nino Brown. Everybody's airing everything out and talking. And like Teray said, we sitting back like, oh, so you knew. It's almost like after 9/11 when the Arab community said, we the new black man. You wasn't saying that when it was the black man. But now that it's you want to use us as a benchmark and a model for oppression and discrimination. But when Rodney King was getting hit, 60 times and they were blaming it on him, I didn't see the Arab community say this is nonsense. There's a poem called Then They Came for Me. Rabbi Nia Moeller, and he says, they came for the Jews, and I wasn't a Jew. They came for the trade unionists, I wasn't a trade unionist, so I didn't speak up. Basically, to paraphrase, and then they came for me, and there was no one there to speak for me. And that's what we're witnessing on the international scale, on a global scale right now. Is you watched everybody else get treated this way for generations. You watch this, benefits you, and even this time, people voted because they thought that all these things were going to happen, but it wasn't going to happen to them. He said, I'm going to deport people. He said, I'm going to take these programs. He said, I'm going to stop this D&I. Everything he said he was going to do, they knew it and they supported it. They just didn't think, because it's the first time really in history, because Dave Chappelle, to bring back the comedy, he said all this. He said, y'all can get these nigga lessons because we've been dealing with this the whole time. Y'all need to learn from us. We like the canaries in the mine on SNL. And he was warning them, your black friends who you need to talk to. They had that skit where Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were watching the election results. And the white girl says, I think America's racist. And they both started cracking up. We've been here the whole time. We are not moved. And it's almost like a point where a virus develops a mutation and it's inoculated. The virus starts to get inoculated from the vaccine. See, they weren't expecting us to not run out in the street and allow them to enact martial law. They thought we were going to provide the distraction to place blame on domestically. And like Teray said, I was so proud of black people as an academic. I've been saying for years, there's a lot more to revolution than the aesthetics in terms of the marching and the singing and the getting beat up. That's why even situations like the Laugh House, we need to start learning about budgeting and paying bills and owning institutions. Those are revolutionary acts, right? Learn how to balance a checkbook, right? So when young people, especially the young people, was like, you know what? I watched that whole Black Lives Matter thing. There was no economic initiative. There was no laws that were changed. And a lot of people got beat up and people got killed. You know what? You fooled me once, right? And I was really proud, that as a people, we've evolved. We've learned from our contributions and our mistakes. Like Teray was talking about how you live and you learn, right? As a people, we're growing up. We've only been here for, so many generations as a country collectively. And we look this time and say, you know what? Normally, we would have jumped out there. We jumped out there in the Civil War. We jumped out there in World War I. And after the Civil War, the people came home and got lynched in their uniforms, thinking that somehow they would change if we just proved that we could be bigger killers than them and we could fight for the country. They might treat us like full human beings. And we, at this point in our history, we like Teray said, y'all got this. And that's why I love that song, Boots on the Ground. Because typically, boots on the ground meant the frontline soldiers who were on the battlefield. But we sit there with an anthem, Boots on the Ground, and our boots on the ground in the closet, while y'all go out there and march and suffer and fight, because we are wide awake, right? Stay woke to the fact that this don't really affect us like it affects other people. And we ain't on that Malcolm X. We sick. We know that slave mentality. No, you sick.
Matter, boss. We sick.
Right? Somebody have beef and they come to you like it's your beef, but y'all don't get down like that. They be like, yo, Teray, man, they outside. Like his mom said,
go outside. Me.
Yeah. What your mom say to you? Go outside. Go outside. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, that we got beef. I said, no, I don't think it's we.
But what do you say, Dr. Smith, to those people that saying you should be out there? Like you said just no.
Well, they out there for us. Look at those pictures from the 60s and find the Latinos and the Asians and that. People was watching black people get bit up. They was in their windows like, damn, look rough. They saw us. They saw our grandmothers getting hosed down. They saw our little children that haven't even the National Guard, like Ruby Bridges, people spitting on her and throwing rocks at her. People saw that. People did not come out and say we stand against black babies getting beat up and black men getting lynched 1 per week. You don't see other communities. We just had so much humanity and so much grace. The biggest act of human kindness in the history of humanity might have been after the Emancipation Proclamation, when black people didn't run out 4 million strong and just start killing everything white in sight. We wanted to build our own towns and join the government and do all these positive things and invent things. Normally, if you beat my kids and took my kids from me, and you raped my wife and you whipped me to my back, it's a problem when I get free. These people say, you know what? I'm not going to be like you are. I don't want to do what you did. I'm not going to be a devil just because I had contact with them. Right. So black people have always had this moral high ground, even in the 60s, showing the world how hypocritical America was. That's what Russia said back in the day when they were like, we're the world power. Russia was like, you don't even let black people drink at the same water fountain. That's why when black people went to Vietnam, they were putting flyers out saying, black men go home. This ain't your war. The Vietnamese was trying to tell us, and they used it as a propaganda tool, but it had some truth in it. Because they knew that when we got back home, we was going to get spit on and not get jobs, couldn't qualify for Social Security for the first 30 years, and all them different redlining and everything else that we was going to be subjected to, even up to a crack and mass incarceration. They was right. These fights ain't our fights, and they can't deport us. And that's the biggest problem with black people now. They know that they can't kick us out, because if the truth really be told, we was here before then, and Columbus said it himself. He saw black people, and they was talking about the black people that just left when he got here. So they got some problems on their hands maintaining these lies and trying to get us to, it's one thing to get somebody to believe something. It's nothing to put a battery in their back to fight for you. We way past that we're going to die and fight for you. We to the point now where we don't even believe you. You went to space. Well, we were saying there was aliens for 50 to 80 years. People done killed themselves, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, going crazy, right? All these people going crazy trying to tell about aliens. Then they come out 2 years ago talking about something, yeah, they was right. So all these people that was losing their families and killing themselves and then being ostracized from the society, you had all these files and all these bunkers, and you knew they was telling the truth the whole time, but you watched the whole society debate and argue and chastise each other. No, I don't respect you at this point.
And I agree with
that person you thought was your grandfather. That's really your father.
So we thank you, Ad. Thank you very much. I took some notes down. With the China, the young man talking, and this is nothing, I'm not saying I disagree with Teray. I think people around the world who have had their country grow up in revolution have tried to give the warning out that what we're headed to is the burning down of a country. But because we've never seen that in our country, we don't realize how close we are. Because at the end of the day, where I live right now, I still feel untouched. So I think the warning is, they made a trade deal. And yes, you may think it was foul or what it was, but China was like, all you got to do in this trade deal is take care of your country, just like we're going to take care of our country. Mm-hmm. And now that they've seen these cats is mad, they're not mad at us. They're mad because we have benefited more because we consume more. We buy more. And they're looking at us as citizens going, do y'all see what they're doing? They're trying to start a worldwide war based on their greed, not for you, based on that they didn't do their end of the deal the way they should have. They did it a different way. Number two, the fuck around and find out, which I agree. There are things we have to sit out. This is my worry. I don't have an answer to this. This is my worry, that when things get bad, they always get worse for us. Like we will wind up getting the worst part of a depression. We will wind up getting the worst part of a recession. When martial law comes up, we will wind up getting the worst part of the martial law on that. And the last point with black people being I learned this from you, Aaron. Black people didn't take this sitting down. That's just the history that they want to show us, that everybody decided to say we were going to be calm, cool, and collective. There were millions that tried to fight. But the problem is, in this country, which nobody will agree on, is that many will agree on now. This systematic plan that they had has never been done to a race of people the way it's been done to black people around the world. It's never been done. And Latinos and brown people who are part of the Black Panthers, and this is why I get so mad at my Latino brothers and sisters. This is why I had to vent. This fascination that we have of assimilating with white people has always been our downfall. And this is why these Cubans, these
hey,
Latinos.
And you know why it really incenses me, y'all? You know why it incenses me? Like you said, he told us what he was going to do. Mm-hmm. And I get mad because I said earlier, Jews didn't vote for Hitler. You did. You did. And I told people who made fun of me, I said, don't think because you have a commonwealth in Puerto Rico that they not going to scoop you up. And guess what? That's exactly what they started doing, scooping up managers in Newark. And now you got to have the money to try and fight your way out. And even if a country says, yeah, we didn't want that person, and now our country goes back, yeah, but there's nothing we can do about it. When the president just said, you can have them if you want them. So the fuck around and find out, I don't know the answer. I don't know if a civil disruption has to be burning some shit down. I don't know. All I know is my worry is 15 years from now, we go like, wow, they did it. And it's too late now to fight back on it. That's my worry. Other than
I was going to ask Dr. Smith about Target, because Target reached out to Reverend Al. They wanted to talk. They want to talk to the Reverend, the Target. They lost a lot of money. What are your thoughts on this whole Target boycott?
Target on Target.
Reverend Al wasn't even in charge of the goddamn Target boycott. God damn. See, that's the problem. Like,
we should be insulted that they called
the dude that started the Target boycott is white. Reverend Al ain't had nothing. Reverend Al ain't did shit ever. He lost weight. That's about what Reverend Al did.
I guess he's the one that can put the word out.
He ain't did shit but show up for a photo op. Like Black Lives Matter did. I told when they first came out, I said, just the fact that your name is Black Lives Matter mean that y'all got to show up for more than the police shootings. Niggas argue me down, back and forth. And I said, because other than that, this seems like pandering. So the Target boycott, the problem with boycotting is we don't understand how boycotts are, because we just assume there's like, oh, just don't buy it. Well, boycott comes with a list of demands. What do y'all want from Target? Have you ever, what do you want? You want more Black employees? You want more Black? What is it exactly that you want from Target? You want them to put their DEI policies back in effect? Meta done told y'all they got rid of DEI. We on here every day. So what is it you stand for? What is it you want? What is it you willing to sacrifice? Me personally, I've never been a Target shopper. So I was always over here at Walmart. I was never a Target dude. I was over Walmart. I'm a traditionalist, so I started with Walmart. When Target popped up, it's like, they trying to be like Walmart. That's how I looked at it. And I ain't saying Walmart or Sam's Club or whatever, the Waltons are any better. What I'm saying is, what is it you want with this Target boycott? Because see, it was supposed to be Target, then it was supposed to be Nestle. Like, y'all just forgot all the rest of the like, you didn't, first of all, you didn't, because of the fact you got it from Al Sharpton, you didn't know it was a multi-level boycott against corporate greed. That's what it was against. We hijacked it into Target. So
the fact they think Al Sharpton is still calling the shots in the Black community 35 years later already shows that you off base completely. Like, you think these YNs with these Pooh Shiesty masks are gonna be like, stop, Reverend Al just called. Like, really? with the brick, about to get the Hermes bag. Oh, Al Sharpton. Oh man, bat signal. Al Sharpton. I see the silhouette of the perm. We gotta take these masks off. You know, they should call NBA YoungBoy or somebody who got some sway, some cachet in the community. Like, he had more potential to stop the violence than Al Sharpton in 2025.
Now, I apologize.
So they said they want to talk to Al, Jack. You said Target said they want to talk to
Al.
No,
the amazing thing, that is amazing. Like, if you wanted to call them on a boycott of Ozempic, I get it. But if it was, we're not gonna ask about the Target. Like, we're not gonna ask about
but you know, to go back, right? All right, remember, like, right, a year before Ozempic was made public or people knew about it, and there was people losing weight, and you didn't know why or how. A lot of them early Ozempic users, you know what I mean? We gave them the benefit of the doubt.
Like bobbleheads.
We just ain't know yet.
Big old bobbleheads.
So let me get to some of these comments before y'all go. We got to wrap up because we got like over 300 comments. Put on Coco's comment. He said Coco's a police officer in Philadelphia, so he always catches the wrath. I just said Black lives only matter when police do it. I've never bought any sweats from Target. Okay, he's just a running joke, but he has a very he has a running gray sweat. See, Coco, I gotta explain your shit. That's why sometimes we don't read your comments. See,
Just stick to the first part of the comment.
That's why. See,
Yeah,
that's why. Go ahead.
It was bad for that whole movement and that because there was so much violence in the communities. And again, we want to do this black on black crime as a media conception. And it is. It's a term that's created by the media, but it's something that we live in. Like if you live in the city, you are around killing of each other every day. And I'm sure, I guess we could say, well, white people do it too. I don't notice that. I don't notice that there's so many white people killing each other every day in the same areas. But yeah, I guess when it came out and then they saw that it would only happen or they would only show up when it was, people get disenfranchised. People they pay attention to what you're doing and then they go, well, where are you when this happens? Or where are you when that happens?
All right, so
some of them in the white community, remember they bought the mansions with some of the money. Remember that scandal? Don't forget that one.
Right, it's like what they doing with the money, like
$6 million homes and all that bought by the founders, living near the same white people they was complaining about. That's when I was like, I'm done here.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to Carmelo Anthony, the young man in Frisco, Texas. I used to live out
Yeah,
there.
never got to ask Mr. Smith. Yeah,
everybody has enjoyed it. Listen, we got two incredibly talented men here.
Real long.
It is very hard to get to every single part
Dr.
of
Smith, Carmelo Anthony, the YTs are mad. The young boy, the murder, the young, you heard the whole story. They mad at him. They
black
mad.
conservatives are divided because there's a lot of black men who've been getting their checks just pandering to white conservatives. But this one struck a different chord because the black man in them started rising up. So you got a whole movement right now in the black conservative male community where some of these people who used to be on that, Candace Jones, Jesse Lee Peterson vibe, they like, we got to wait to see what happens, which you're not supposed to say. Wait till the facts come out, which you're only supposed to say when black people are killed. Some of them even say it looks like it could be self-defense. So you got a lot of people that are having real difficulty with their compromised reality right now because this one, don't look like any different than any other situation that stands your ground. So a lot of people are like, they always got a touchstone where people's existing feelings have an outlet. So people already have preconceived notions and perceptions about violence and narratives about culture and all these things. And there's always these moments in history that allow us to expose and polarize our existing divisions. So right now, of course, the people who are already over here are going to go further. People already over there are going to go further. But the only thing that's good in this situation is the family background, because they've been looking for something.
Absolutely.
And the father's present and they're upwardly mobile. And it turns out that the father of the deceased boy got arrested for sexual assault. If you just Google the father's name and sexual assault charge, it'll pop right up, mugshot and everything. So people are wondering if something happened even within that home, because the way they were acting out and acting all violent, a lot of men who have been through certain things, have these same tendencies. But the media, the mainstream media, is avoiding that completely. It's only like the bloggers and the black people that are like, yo, the boy's a creep and he wasn't present. But if it was a black situation like that, they would have went all into the family history and the culture. Talking about culture of violence, anything, and they're making him the victim, even though he initiated this conflict. So, but there's one story I need to connect that with. Remember the story of the brother who was found with the newspaper stuffed in his body when they exhumed his body? Who the two white brothers who were wrestlers allegedly had a confrontation. He was rolled up in that gym mat.
The gym mat. Yes.
So I can imagine a brother who lived through hearing these kind of stories, living in a hostile white environment, go into that sporting event saying, I don't want no problem. I'll be damned if I end up like that.
It's not going to be me.
Yeah, so this time it went down different. And I don't wish death or pain on nobody, but I understand how brothers living in these predominantly white environments that are hostile could be like, yo, even if I do get killed, I'm not even gonna get justice. They gotta dig my body up just to get half the truth. And then the footage was missing and all that kind of stuff. So no, this brother, we had a situation like this. We know that brother Mike who got off, in Rittenhouse Square. Remember that? The courier. That brother came to my class and spoke a couple weeks after he got off from the public defender's office. Shout out to Kiera Bradford Gray, who ran for attorney general recently. But we've seen these situations where it's like, what is a black person to do? You're not going to get justice, whether you live or die. So all you have, which we've all realized at this point, which is why we are kind of like inoculated from all the nonsense, we know what it is. Black people in 2025 are so clear and we are not able to be persuaded by the propaganda that deceived our ancestors.
So we gotta wrap this show up. I'm going to try and get everybody back. Teray has a very busy schedule. Dr. Smith, you have a very busy schedule.
Talk about the shows one more time, though, Mike. Them shows.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. This Sunday, we're going to be in Willingboro, New Jersey, the Elite Social Club, the 420. It goes on there. They got the whole thing going on in the afternoon. Me and Teray are bringing it home with an extraordinary comedy show. Teray also has a City Winery that afternoon. The brunch, he has JJ from the SIP, hilarious comedian. I'm not saying this just to say it. I'm saying it because I've witnessed what JJ Williamson does. You can get them tickets in Philly. 420 goes down Sunday. We will be back on Tuesday. You know, I rock out with Jonesy Monday morning. Well, no. Let me yeah.
I had to redo the flyer, Mike. I had to redo the flyer, bro. Like when he sent me that flyer, I was like, "No, we not."
Send that to me, please.
Not a problem. We're not doing that.
Send that to me, please. We are in
I
the
can't
building.
if your flyer asks, I can't repost it, man. I have to do my own.
We will be there Sunday. And to everybody watching, I will be here Monday because Jonesy's on vacation. So I will not be on 94.7 The Block. I will be here Monday. Jay Black will front. He won't be here because he's not a good, responsible worker. He doesn't.
Mondays off.
He uses his days off.
Mondays.
Off.
You know, he needs time. Dr. Arron Smith, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Arron Smith.
See y'all at Brunch So Funny this Sunday at City Winery, and then see y'all at the 420 event in Willingboro, man. Sunday gonna be an all-day event. It's Easter. If you ain't been to church all season, don't fall up in there today. Come to one of these events. Come to Brunch So Funny or come to the 420 event. Don't go up in church. God know your heart.
I co-sign what Teray said. If you're gonna be part of this hedonism, you better be at 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Damn it!
They got 7 o'clock service. They got to go to the early sunrise service.
There you go.
All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Thank y'all for taking time out. Y'all know how we close it out. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in life. Fight for your happiness and never let anyone or any circumstance take it from you. From Michael Sean, Jay Black, Arron Smith, legendary Teray Gordon, Sexy Mo, C. Chung, Lady Q with the WokeUpInspired.com. If you want to get your merchandise, you want to get your hoodies, you want to get your t-shirts, go there and get it customized. We are, and Amani, who does Here's the Thing every Wednesday at 8 a.m. We are gone. Gone there.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts.